Hello, I'm Senate Minority Leader Eric Kearney. Welcome to Ohio in Focus.
Welcome to Ohio in Focus, the program that brings state government to you. I'm your host, Mike Rao. Today we're pleased to have as our guest State Senator Eric Kearney of Cincinnati, the new minority leader of the Ohio Senate. Senator Kearney, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm really honored to be here. It's a humbling experience to be the minority leader, and I look forward to working with everyone.
And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
You've been a state senator since, December of 2005?
Yes, it's been a while, and it's been a great experience for me. This is kind of a continuation of my service in the Senate. I'm honored to have reached the level of Senate Minority Leader.
You're referred to around here as the Dean of the Caucus. Do you like that title?
I don't know. I think it means I have gray hair. I think that's really what Dean translates into. I've been in the Senate chamber the longest of anybody who's currently sitting, and so that's the title that's given to Dean.
Fair enough. Well, talk to us a little bit about your background. You grew up in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I grew up in Cincinnati. My mom was a public school teacher. My father, during the day, was a chemist for the Environmental Protection Agency, and at night he was a waiter at a local Cincinnati country club. And so they were my parents were generous enough and kind enough to give me educational opportunities that I would not have otherwise had. So I went to college at Dartmouth College and went to law school at the University of Cincinnati. Practiced law for a number of years in Cincinnati, and my wife and I bought a magazine and bought a newspaper, and so that's our business background.
So how did you get interested in public service that you ended up in the Senate in the first place?
Well, that's a curious story. Generally, my life at that time was working and then doing community service projects either through Young Lawyers or with the Drop-In Center or with 4C or Independent Living Options, which helps people with disabilities. So being very active in the community in terms of helping out and doing community service. And I view serving in the Ohio Senate as part of that tradition in my family of public service, not necessarily on such a grand scale as the Senate, but just doing small things like helping out at churches or helping out local nonprofits. So that approach has led me to the Senate, and I've focused in the Senate on issues such as small business, issues such as children's safety, and other issues that affect Ohioans. And hopefully, as leader of the minority caucus, of the Democratic caucus in the Senate, I'll be able to continue to help people and help serve Ohioans.
And of all the senators in the state Senate, you're probably the best walker in the group.
Right. Well, thank you for mentioning that. Every year I do a walk from Cincinnati to Columbus, highlighting one issue about children's health. So we originally did obesity, we've done childhood hunger, we've done diabetes, and we've done sickle cell anemia. That was another one. So this year we're going to do it again. We'll see how many people come out. It takes us 4 days, but it's a very rewarding experience.
Yeah, some of our staff people participate.
Yes.
Every year, and I don't know if they completely appreciate how long of a walk it actually is from Cincinnati to Columbus until they actually do it. Right. Let's talk a little bit about your approach to the job as minority leader. What will be your emphasis?
Well, my emphasis will be on unity, cohesiveness inside the caucus, really taking a business-like approach. Discipline will be an emphasis, and accountability. And so those are kind of introspective ideas that are focused more about how we relate to each other as caucus members. And I think that strength will help us face some of the big issues in Ohio, such as unemployment, what direction the state of Ohio needs to go in terms of education, how we right-size our social structure, social service structure in the state of Ohio. So all of those issues, I think, will be improved by our caucus.
I mean, not just now as minority leader, but throughout your tenure in the Senate, your business background, how much has that kind of influenced the way you approach things?
Well, it helps me a great deal, I believe. I started my company from scratch and was able to build it, so I don't have a classic business background where you work at a large corporation or you get an MBA and then strike out. But I think being an entrepreneur helps you to be organic, open to new ideas, the ability to adjust when circumstances change and being able to adjust quickly. And some people will call that nimbleness. And so hopefully our caucus will express that.
Have you had a chance yet to kind of sit down and kind of prioritize your goals and priorities for this year?
Well, I have a sense of what my goals are, but I want our caucus to come together and have collective goals. We've got some policy goals that we worked on early last year, and those are moving along nicely. So I want to make sure that we continue that, and then have a sense of collective goals that we can work on for 2012 and beyond.
I wonder if you could talk a little bit about your leadership team, because they kind of come from different spots, kind of different corners of the state.
Right, and I think that's a strength. The assistant leader is Joe Schiavone, and he is from the Youngstown-Warren area, so that would be as far from Cincinnati as you can get. He's in the northeast corner of the state, and I'm in the southwestern corner. Our whip is a Clevelander, Senator Nina Turner, and then our assistant whip is Senator Edna Brown, who is from the Toledo area. So we've got people from all across the state represented.
And one interesting fact now that you're minority leader is that the Senate President is also from Southwest Ohio.
Right, Southwest Ohio, yes, which is a rarity is my understanding. I'm from Hamilton County, and I live in a neighborhood inside the city of Cincinnati called Avondale. And then the President of the Senate is from New Richmond, Ohio, which is in Claremont County.
So you've worked with him before, so you know him pretty well. Can you tell me, how would you define a successful year for the caucus?
Well, I would say that there are a lot of different things. One, getting bills passed would be one criteria. Another criteria would be how much exposure each of our senators get. And then we've got 3 senators up for re-election, and so that's important, and I don't want to shy away from that issue as well. And then a sense of each individual Senate member feeling that they've fulfilled their potential. And so those would be the criteria that I would use to describe success.
Okay. Well, thanks for
Thank you
stopping
very much,
by,
Mike.
and I'm sure we'll be talking to you a lot more.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Okay, thanks. If you'd like to contact Senator Kearney, his email address is sd09@senate.state.oh.us. Thanks for watching Ohio in Focus.